Do you want to pass your IB diploma exams and you're scared of math exam? Not worry, I guarantee. If you watch this video till the end, you will know how to prepare to your math exam successfully. Yeah, and also if you want to see a full preparation for IB math course, yeah, like to know about all of the topics and how to prepare to all of them, please visit my website using the link in the description of this video, and you will know everything about IB math diploma program. And of course, if you have any question, I will be gladly to answer you. And then we start to do some math, and you see that it's like nothing complicated. Yeah, you just need to understand, and then you start to love. Yeah, because when students understand math, they start to love it. Okay, let's do some questions, and we start with some part of differentiation. Yeah, like one of the most important part of differentiation, it's like finding maxima or minima, because it's related to optimization. Yeah, like everything you want to optimize in your life, for example, some area, some volume, some cost of some things, yeah, you could use differentiation, because it's just like finding maxima or minima of the function. Okay, let's do some function to see how to find like maxima and minima. Yeah, like find maxima and minima of f of x. Just take some example, like 2x cubed minus 15x squared plus 24x minus 8. And at the moment, yeah, I just give you example of a cubic function. Yeah, it's a polynomial function. Also, yeah, if you want to know more about polynomials, how to divide polynomials, then please also, like, I have video on my YouTube channel, yeah, like about division of polynomials. It's mean go and watch. You will get like a lot of useful tips there. And of course, yeah, like if you want to get like all of the new videos, then please subscribe to the channel. Then you always will give like some notifications and you'll be able to see new videos. Okay, and what we start with always to find maxima or minima, we start with the derivative. Yeah, it means first of all, you just need to differentiate this function. And you have f of x, it's meant to find the derivative. Yeah, it's like f prime of x, it's what? We just do differentiation. If it's 2x cubed, 2 is a factor. Yeah, we not differentiate it, we just take it out. It means it's 2 times derivative of x cubed. Yeah, and derivative of x cubed is just 3x squared. Yeah, because just like separately I write your formula. Here we only need 2 formulas for differentiation. Yeah, if you have x to power n, it's mean x to any power, then derivative is just n times x to power n minus 1. Yeah, and one more rule, when you have any constant times by function, yeah, and you need to differentiate it, then it's just constant times derivative of the function. Yeah, that's why this rule, then any coefficient we bring out of a derivative and then times it by derivative. It's mean only these 2 rules you need to know and to use when you do differentiation, no, for polynomial function. And of course, yeah, like if it's like other type of functions, then you have like all of the rules. If it's IB, then you have a formula booklet, you have all of the rules there. It's mean you just need to do practice. But of course, yeah, like if you solve a lot of questions and what, yeah, you remember this and you just like sometimes you just like check in a formula booklet, like do you take it right or not, or also yeah, you know everything, because like when you do a practice, then it's like much easier to memorize. Okay, and let's continue with the functions. And minus 15 also coefficient, we take it out and then times by derivative of x squared. Yeah, and using a first rule, it's just 2x and then plus derivative of 24x, again 24 times, and derivative of x, it's 1 because it's x to power 1. Yeah, and according to rule, it becomes 1 times x to power 0, and x to power 0, right, it's 1 because any number to power 0 is 1. Yeah, it's mean just times by 1 and then minus, and derivative of constant is 0. Yeah, that's why now I just rewrite and simplify. It's mean we got a derivative equals to 2 times 3x squared, just 6x squared, minus 15 times 2x is just 30x, and then plus 24. And now the next step, to get a maxima or minima point, we need to equal derivative to 0. Yeah, because it's like 0 of a derivatives. Because why? Yeah, also logic, not rules. Yeah, because any derivative, it's a gradient. Yeah, because derivative, it's rate of change of the function. And if you want to know like everything about derivative and understand why you have it, please like go to my website. It's like in the description to this video, and of course like in the end I will give you a bonus, like some sale or some discount to buy my like full IB math course. And topic differentiation, it includes everything about derivative, and I explained it. Derivative, it's like rate of change of the function, it's mean if you make it as in a graph, it's a gradient, that's why we have tangent lines, that's why we have a normal line. And then if you have a gradient, then when you have a maxima of the function, right, or minima maxima or minima of the function, then what is a gradient at a point? It's 0, because it's a horizontal line. To maxima or to minima, always gradient is 0, because it's like a horizontal line. That's why, like step when you find the derivative, the next we equal it to 0, because we have a horizontal gradient. It means then 6x squared minus 30x plus 24, we equal to 0. And now you see that what? You just have a quadratic equation. This means now you understand that you also need to know algebra. Yes, that's why of course in math like all of the topics relate to each other. It's mean always like I tell all of my students, please buy a full course, because if you have like, for example, some gaps in algebra or some gaps in vectors or some gaps, for example, in integration, then at any time you just go to this topic, like find a lesson and watch and do practice, and then it's no gaps, and then it's much easier to do complex questions, because especially in IB, like in past exams, like all of the question, it's like mixture of the topics. It's not just specifically, for example, arithmetic sequence or something else. Yes, sometimes, especially like section B, when you have a long question, it's always mixture of the topics. It's when you cannot just, for example, buy one topic, study one topic and pass exam. No. Only if you study everything, it means you need to know all of the topics, you need to be able to solve any questions. That's why it's very important, like to buy a full course, not just a topic. And in the case, for example, if you just buy a topic and then want to buy a course, of course, you could just text me and I will give you like I minus price of the topics from full course and you get a full course. Yes, that's why I'm very flexible with this. I just care that like all of my students like get into their dream universities, and then just wait for their success. Okay, continue. You have this quadratic, and you see that first of all you need to think, is it any way to simplify? It means for this you see all of the coefficients divisible by 6. It means first of all I divided full equation by 6. It means you have x squared minus 50, 5, 30 over 6 is 5, x plus 24 equals to 0. And now you see, 24 means to divide plus 4, not 24. Divide by 4 plus 4 equals to 0. And now, it's a good quadratic equation. And what method to solve quadratic equation, please share it with me in the comments that I see, like what different methods you know, and also like maybe if you have like any suggestions, what do you want to see in the next video, then also please share it with me in the comments, and then I just prepare like some video on this topic. And here, or we do factorization to solve this quadratic, or for example quadratic formula, or like Viet's theorem about like sum and product of the roots. No, here I see that it's easy to factorize. It means you see it's x and x because of x squared, and then it's plus 4. It means one possibility. It's plus 1 and plus 4, right? Because then 1 times 4 is 4. But also we need to care about minus 5x. It means you see it's minus 5x. It means plus and plus we cannot have. It means x minus 1 and x minus 4 here. And again, I'll also show you that if you want to check, like, do you correctly factorize or not, then what? Right, just do expansion. It means expand this expression. It's as usually like take 5 seconds, but then it's no chance to make a mistake. It means quickly if you expand, you get x squared minus 4x minus x plus 4 equals to 0. And then you see that this minus 4x minus x gives you minus 5x. And then it's right. It's when you see then, yeah, you do not need to scare that you have some mistake because you already checked. Yeah, and then what we know? Product equals to 0 when each factor equals to 0. It's also logical, yeah, because only when you times 0 by something, you get 0. Yeah, that's why here we write then x minus 1 equals to 0 or x minus 4 equals to 0. Yeah, it means now we have two solutions. Or x equals to 1 or x equals to 4. Yeah, like two numbers. It means then you write that x equals to 1 and x equals to 4, it's like your extrema points, yeah, like called in general or possible, yeah, extrema points, or it's possible minima or maxima or point of inflection or nothing, yeah, sometimes it's happens, it's nothing, yeah, it's no point of maxima or point of minima. And now the next step, we need to check which of the point is your like maxima or minima. Yeah, it's mean in math we have two different ways to check is it maxima or is it minima. First method, just to using increasing and decreasing of the function. For this we use a derivative, yeah, because if you have a minima, then what happened? Function decreasing and then increasing, and when you have a maxima, right, then function increasing and then decreasing. It means it's one way. For this you need the first derivative, and second way, to use a second derivative, because second derivative show us concavity, yeah, like the shape, it's called concavity, and then depending on sign of a derivative, function is concave up or concave down. Yeah, that's why for this I prefer second derivative because it's like a little bit shorter way. Of course, if it's like not very complicated function with some fraction, but if it's not sign, then you could use both methods. And now I suggest you also use a second derivative. It means you just take a first derivative. I just copy it one more time. It's 6. I just write a bracket 6x squared minus 30x plus 24. Important that you not take simplified. You take a first derivative, original expression, and then differentiate it. Yeah, for this we have derivative of 6x squared, 6 times derivative of x squared, it's 2x, then minus 30 times derivative of x, it's 1, and then plus derivative of 24 is 0. It means then second derivative becomes 12x minus 30. And now we just need to find second derivative at point 1 and second derivative at point 4, because it's our extrema points to see what concavity you have. Yeah, and then I also show you a rule, what we're using. Yeah, it means if we have second derivative at point 8 greater than 0, yeah, then in this case your function is concave up. Yeah, like concave up, and concave up, it's like this idea. It means then a minima point. Yeah, and if you have second derivative at point negative less than 0, then in this case function concave down. Yeah, on the picture it's like this, concave down, and you see that it's in this case a is maxima. Yeah, that's why this idea, it's again logic. It's not just rule which you need to memorize. You just need to know that function is concave down or concave up. Okay, and now we're back to our function to see what we have at point 1 and at point 4 for second derivative. At point 1, I substitute, it becomes 12 times 1 minus 30. It's 12 minus 30, it's minus 18, and then, yeah, you just see it's negative, it means, yeah, you could just write it's less than 0. And then for 4, we have 12 times 4 minus 30. 12 times 4 is 48. 48 minus 30, it's positive result. And also, yeah, it's like, it's not important to count a number, you just need to see is it positive or negative. And now, just using this idea of concavity, we will make a conclusion that x equals to 1, it's negative second derivative, it means function concave down, it means it's a maxima point. Yeah, and then x equals to 4, we have second derivative positive, it's function concave up, it means point is a minima. It means this is a minima point. Yes, that's why you see And of course, yeah, I just sketch you, it's not this function, just for example, because originally we have a cubic, yeah, like cubic function. It means you have some curve, and because of this, if just to make like 1 and 4, 1 is a maxima point, 4 is a minima point, then you could have, for example, of course, yeah, it's not this function, just for example, yeah, to show you that like you have a maxima and you have a minima at this point. And of course, this example of a cubic one, because you have three x-intercepts, yeah, it's just some example of a cubic function. It's not specifically this one, yeah, I just gave you like any random cubic functions, and just to show you, yeah, like if you have a minima, if you have a maxima, then yeah, like graph looks as this. And also, if you have a cubic function, then like maximum number of x-intercepts is how much, right, is 3. That's why, yeah, as usually you have such shapes, that's why yeah, I just like sketch you like any cubic function, yeah, like with some, like with maxima at 1 and with minima at 4. And you see that nothing complicated, yeah, you just like use ideas of what is derivative, and of course, yeah, like all of this in very details I explained, yeah, in all of my lessons. It's mean, please, yeah, like one more time, visit the website and you get like full information about the course. And as I promised in the beginning of the video, then I give you a bonus. Yeah, like if you use a secret word YouTube, you get 15% discount. Yeah, like 15% discount on full course. And then also, just if you decided to buy like any topic, you also get 15% discount. Just remember this like secret word YouTube. And of course, yeah, if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, then please go and subscribe. Also put a like, because like each week you will get a new videos, and then you will study easily and see that math is easy. And when you understand, then of course you start to love it. And I will be glad to see you as one of my students, yeah, to be a part of our big tutorina family, and continue to study, and let's change your life through study. Bye!